Dr. Joy, let's start with your sacred story. If you could share that with us, please.
Certainly. In 2004, I started hearing a booming voice in my bedroom, "You're going to find out who you are soon." And it was quite unnerving, and it went on for months. And then Archangel Michael appeared to me stating that I was him incarnate and asked me to write his book, which came Wisdom of the Guardian, and then asked me to join him in a healing practice. So I agreed to both. I had been channeling many, many years, doing automatic writing, so writing his book was effortless. I had no idea, however, what was going on or in his mind regarding a healing practice, but because I did carry his soul on the planet, it was really part of my calling, so innately I knew it was my purpose. However, I did not know what that was going to entail. I should have gotten a clue the day a demon appeared on my balcony and Michael just stood there while I got rid of it. And I yelled at Michael saying, "Isn't that your job?" But I didn't know, and I didn't think to ask really what his intentions were over the next few years. But as it turned out, our goal and my mission in life was to help represent him on the planet, to be able to reach the lower dimensions, to be able to eliminate the cause of the darkness and clear the karma of the fallen angels who had been really guilty of wreaking all the havoc on the planet and who undermined everyone's existence here. But I should elaborate a little bit more. Over the years in doing this work, I've been able to see back to the beginning of time and shown the causal level of circumstances. And what occurred was that while in heaven, Satan was not given an opportunity that God gave to another angel, and he felt inferior, which was his moment of disappointment, which unraveled. Lucifer, a different angel, felt superior. The goal at the time was for the planet to be a place of experimentation, to understand the dynamics of what it was like to be separate from Source. Because at that point, all were one. And the idea of Earth was to open up the possibility to see, okay, what is it like to be separate? There was a lot of discussion as far as how this was going to unfold and for how long. And what ultimately culminated was when this big battle broke out in heaven and Michael threw the fallen angels out of heaven, they came to Earth, and this was the beginning of the challenge, which was Satan felt that if they couldn't know God, then nor could anyone else, and decided to create a barrier. So it wasn't just an experiment of a brief understanding of what it was like to operate on your own versus operate in oneness with divinity. He decided to drive a wedge through that experiment. So as people were separate, they came to Earth, their light was extinguished basically. So they were in the dark, separate from Source, and the idea was to learn how to reconnect with Source and understand the benefit of that. But because Satan had this idea of driving this wedge, he put a curse over humanity that they wouldn't know God. He put several, actually. I'm sure he's got numerous curses, but one was that they wouldn't know God. Another one was if they did find God, and another was if they served God. So everyone in those dynamics were sabotaged in one way or another. And that was really the beginning of the challenges that we experienced on Earth. It wasn't just that we learned it wasn't advantageous to be separate from God, but as we looked outside of ourselves and looked for answers elsewhere, there was also these dark forces that became more powerful and influential, and because people forgot to look within, they gave their power away. So that was really the beginning of all our challenges.